Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Janine Bailey from Empower World, and I'm the co-director and co-founder of Empower World with my wonderful business partner Marie Quigley. And we support and train people to become ICF accredited coaches. And in Doha, Qatar, and of course we're looking to spread our wings beyond. But in the meantime, I wanted to bring on Yasmeen Hassan, who is a wonderful coach, a wonderful, inspiring female entrepreneur leader out there who is really making a difference, and who did our coach training. Gosh, it must be a year ago now, I think, Yasmeen, something like that. But you can confirm. Yeah, but welcome to this this little interview today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. So, Yasmeen, I wanted to bring you on because I know that you have gone on a journey, and you've been incredibly enthusiastic and passionate about the coaching. You're one of these really active people who supports others that are going on this journey as well. So active in terms of volunteering for our coach training, to come back and experience it and support the people that are on the training itself, as well as on Facebook, because we have a private page where we support one another as coaches, and you've been very active on that. And I know that you've been working with a number of participants, practicing the coaching, doing the coaching, etc., etc. So really curious to find out more about your journey. And I guess what I'd like to ask you, and maybe you can share what you do as well as full-time professionally, but how's this changed the way that you work, the way that you have been moving forward, understanding these amazing skills of coaching and leadership?
Yeah. Okay. About me. I think you mentioned, I'm the Entrepreneurship Manager at Bedaya Centre, and it's a not-for-profit organization, and we work with young people who are thinking of setting up businesses. So they come with different ideas. So my work with them has always been on, okay, let's create your financial budget. Let's put together your business plan, what the next steps are. When you first approached me regarding the coach training, I always said, oh, that would be great, because it would really help give me some techniques and methodologies to then help them believe in their idea and take them forward. So I had come in with that mindset that that's what I'm going to take from it. And I think from day one, it was completely different, because it was really more about self-discovery and self-transformation and understanding things about yourself and how to work with that, I think, before you can work with other people. So it was not what I expected, but it was so much for the better. And I was really happy to be in that room with those amazing other coaches and on this journey. So taking everything that I learned from the coach training, I've been able now to see my clients, or to see people who come for work with ideas, not just as so they're people, they have their goals, and it's just a different conversation that we're having. So we're working, yes, still on the techniques and still on the business plan, but we're also working on what they really want. Is this really their dream? Is this something that they see themselves working on for the next 20 years? This is the future. This is what they want. And there have been many times where people are like, oh, but you know what? Maybe no. Maybe this is not. I haven't come into this for the right reasons. I'm thinking about what my parents want me to do, or what my friends have pushed me to do. And then they realize that their goal or their dream is something else. So it's been really helpful for me, but it's also been helpful for the people I'm having these conversations with, because they're really stepping into what their goal is.
Yeah, fantastic. That is brilliant, and thank you for sharing that story, because it really does demonstrate how these coaching skills can fit into, you know, all aspects of our life, whether it be career, whether it be leader, whether we are purely as a coach, or whether we're being a wife, mother, a friend. It's these skills are incredibly cross-contextual and transformational. So yeah. So I'd love you to share, Yasmeen, perhaps one of the biggest breakthrough sessions that you've had with a client. And maybe it's not even a client, maybe it's just someone that you're working with, that you've been able to support utilizing the coaching skills that you've learned.
Okay, so there have been a couple of things that are coming to my mind. Immediately something has come to mind, so I'm going to share that one. So we're working with a client of mine for about 4 months now. I'm going through many different things. There's been ups, there's been downs, and I think the thing that's really stuck with me is that at the very beginning of the coaching sessions that we've had, my client had mentioned something about his younger self, so his 4-year-old self, and what his 4-year-old had thought about his life going forward. So he had mentioned that in maybe session 3. 2 months later, something had come up, and that image of him as a 4-year-old came to me. So I had just put it out there. It's like, what would your 4-year-old self say to you now? And I think that just the pause that happened afterwards, the whole thinking into it, it transformed himself. It was such an awakening, or such an awareness of that connection between where he is now and where he wanted to be. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So what he did there, he didn't answer. But in our next session, he said, I had journaled it. And he said, I just sat down and I journaled, that my coach asked me this question. And he said, then everything came out. And he was having a conversation with his 4-year-old self. And the 4-year-old self was having a conversation with him. And just everything that came out of that has really helped and supported us going forward. Because he's made that connection to who his true self is.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's amazing.
So he's understood more about himself, who his authentic self is.
That's exactly it. Yeah. So who he always wanted to be, as he said, who I was meant to be.
Yeah.
And just making that link. And it's interesting again that when you're in a coaching session, I think because you're really actively listening to someone, so there's nothing else coming in. So there are things that I believe are stored in your part of your brain for that client. So they come up again when you're having different conversations with them. So they just seem to come up. And I think when you're with a person without letting anything else interfere with that, you're really able to absorb a lot more than we do on a day-to-day basis with our other conversations.
Yeah. It really is listening at that very deep level, as you say, actively listening, listening not only to the words, but what's not being said, and the body language and the energy that's coming across. We're listening to all of those things in such an acute way that we are picking up wonderful things that support our clients to create awareness about themselves, because all of these things are going on unconsciously, and so by supporting them to create conscious awareness, they can start to explore and make different choices going forward. So but
I think also as a coach, like at the beginning I thought we'd have to be writing everything down, but you don't, and it still stays with you.
It's amazing, isn't it, how much we can actually retain and carry forward with us, that the important things. So yeah, wonderful. And for you, Yasmeen, what has been the biggest breakthrough for you since you've been on this journey? What's been perhaps the biggest hurdle or the biggest learning or the biggest takeaway that you take away from the training and this experience?
There's been many breakthroughs all through the training and then after the training, and even with all of my sessions with my clients, there's a lot of breakthroughs internally for me. I think the biggest thing is just learning more about me and who I am. And I think I'm a much better person now after the training. That's my family. I think they'll agree that just being yourself, and it's okay. And taking away a lot of the beliefs that you have that have been put on you because of your background or your society or how you grew up and all the rest of it. And it's okay to come into yourself and be that. So I've just learned a lot of things about me, and it's okay to be me.
Yes, absolutely. We're so pleased that you are being your authentic self.
Yeah, and I think that word authentic, it means so much now, because it's the closest you can get to living like a happy, fulfilled life, is to be authentic to yourself. And when you're authentic to yourself, then you're authentic to everybody else around you, and they can see you for who you truly are. You're not pretending. You're not judging. You're not trying to be perfect. And I think for a lot of my life, I've just been perfect. And people closest to you will accept that.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you for sharing that, Yasmeen. And if you knew of anyone if there was anyone listening to this recording right now and they were contemplating coaching, what would you say to them?
It's changed my life. It really has. It's changed who I am. It's changed my life. It's made me a better person. So if you're thinking about coaching, if you just have an interest in what it is, so you don't have to want to become a coach, but want to learn more about the coaching process, I'd say just go for it. Your training in Power World has an amazing training program and an amazing mentoring program, and you guys are around, even afterwards. So that's fantastic that you're still there. You can, post things on the Facebook page. It's a great group of coaches and people who are through the coach training who are there to support and help. And I think that's a great community. So I would say even that in itself has been such a great thing for us to take with us. And at the same time, I think I was always a very logical, factual person, and things had to be, step 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's nice to get into something which isn't about a process or methodology. It's more about, the whole picture and how you can then live wholeheartedly. And those are the things that you'll take with you. It will really transform your life. I've never known anybody who's gone through this program who hasn't come out saying, wow. So I would say take it on board and do this.
Oh, thank you so much, Yasmeen. That means a colossal amount for me, and I know it will for Marie as well. So thank you so much. We really, truly appreciate your feedback. And yes, as you say, it's not only just learning the skills of becoming a coach, but you go on a transformational journey yourself. You really understand much more about yourself, and the journey continues afterwards. As you say, it is a beautiful community that has been created, so supportive. And as I say, I see your support there all the time, and it's really enriching, encouraging. And I just want to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being with me today and sharing your insights. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Zoe.
See you soon, Yasmeen.